This episode of Building You is brought to you by Promo Corner. Want to support a sales campaign and reach a larger audience? Raise your brand awareness with content sponsorships. For more information, reach out to sales@promocorner.com.
So excited about today's program, and the reason is because it, as Brandon mentioned, is kind of outside of what we normally do. If you've watched us, if you've followed the Building You program, it's what it says. It's Building You, and I have a consulting firm called Mosa Method Consulting Group that is designed to very much focus on emotional intelligence, pulling it into the person and then bringing it into your business for incredible growth and real focus. However, Building You is about building you, about us as an individual. And sometimes there's a lot going on in our life. We've got a lot to focus on, and we forget about us. So today's program is about how to make ourselves feel a little bit better by actually looking a little bit better. And unfortunately, in this world, it is very looks focused, but when we look better, we do actually feel better. So we're going to cover two things. The first thing we're going to do now, this is focused towards an audience of women and men. So if you're a man, stay tuned because this is beneficial to you too. But women, especially, this is information that could be hugely beneficial to just help you really feel good within your own body. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is your eyebrows. We're going to talk about our brows today, and we're going to talk about our hair. Now, with our eyebrows, I'm going to take off my glasses, even though I won't be able to see you, you can see me, are the frame to our face. And if you think about your favorite picture that you have, something that you hold dear and you just kind of put it on your desk or you tape it to the wall, it's great to look at that picture, but if you had it matted with a beautiful frame, it would be that much more beautiful. And unfortunately, we tend to forget about how important our brows are in finishing our look. So today I'm going to put my hair up and we are going to go through a brow consultation and then a hair consultation. So just bear with me. I'm going to go through some tools that you're going to need. And if you need a minute to go get them, I'm going to let you do that. So the first thing we want to make sure that we have when we're going to be focusing on shaping our brows is a brow pencil. You can use the brow shadows if you get your hands on that, but a brow pencil is great. It's a little bit more controlled. We want tweezers because, of course, tweezers are going to help us to get rid of those nasty eyebrows that we don't want to see anymore. Absolutely, we want a scissors because, believe it or not, you can sometimes just get away with trimming your eyebrows so you don't look like, what is it, the heat miser that have like crazy caterpillar eyebrows. We can just use a scissors. And then the last thing that you're going to need is a stick or a pencil or anything straight. I've used dental floss before because you can hold it straight, but you need something straight because you've seen brows and brows have a specific shape, but believe it or not, each brow isn't created equally. Your brows are customized to your facial structure. You are a unique individual and you were born and you are one in 400 trillion people that were brought to this earth. And your bone structure in your face determines how everything else aligns. So we're going to focus on shaping your brows based on your personal bone structure. So I have to do this by looking into the camera. And unfortunately, the camera that I look into to see you guys is here, but I have to look over here to see myself, to see kind of what my brows look like. So you can see, I'm going to put a mirror in front of myself to hopefully that'll help. So I'm going to take my glasses off and we're going to start with the consultation. So you're going to look at yourself straight on in the mirror. And when we think about our brow, there's always a starting point and an ending point. Now, what determines the starting point and the ending point is the shape of our eye. So I want you to look at your nose and look at your eyeball. And the first thing we're going to do is determine the inside length of our eyebrow. So I'm just going to put my stick, whatever you're going to use, on the outside of your nose and put it straight up to the inside of your eye. So the outside of your nose to the inside of your eye, and that's going to determine where your eyebrow starts on the inside. Now, have you ever seen anybody and they look really angry, like their brows like really furrowed and they're really, really angry, that's because their eyebrows are too close together. So you want to make sure that you start on the outside of your nose, bring it up to the inside of your eye, and go straight up, and you're going to get the inside length of your brow. Now, to get the outside length of your brow, you're going to go to the inside crease of your nose. You're going to put your stick, and you're going to bring it to the outside of your eye. And that determines, I'm trying to see it in the mirror and see it up here for you guys, determines where the length of your brow should be. So you start on the inside and you start from the inside to the outside to see the outside. Now, the most important part of our eye is the arch. And when we look at our arch, it's important to know that if our arch is in the wrong spot, it's going to either make us constantly look like we're surprised or make us look really, really angry. Okay. So when you look at yourself straight into your mirror, you're going to see your eyeball and you have your iris, which is the colored part of your eye. And if you hold your stick straight on the outside of your iris and go straight up, hold that stick completely perpendicular to the floor, that's where your arch starts to come down. So your eyebrow is going to grow to that point, and then you're going to start to come down on the outside of the iris. So let me go through that again. The proper shape for your eye is the outside of your nose goes straight up to the inside of your nose to create the center line. The inside of your nose to the outside of your eye creates the outside line. And then your arch placement is from your iris straight up. Now, I noticed when I went from the inside of my eye, my nose to the outside of my eyebrow's a little bit short. So I can use my brow pencil and just fill in a little bit of color. That's it, to just extend that brow and make it complement the structure of my face by giving the frame around my eye. And if I do the same thing to the other side, outside to inside gives me my inside length, inside to outside gives me my eyebrow length. Again, just filling in a tiny bit on the end changes everything, because if your brows are too short, it gives you that surprise look. Now, when you look at my eyebrows, my arch is there. I actually use henna to color my eyebrows. The salons are doing it now. It's awesome. It lasts 4 to 6 weeks, but there's different ways to color in your eyebrows. Obviously, we have the pencil. You can tattoo your eyebrows. You can color them with hair color. And then I choose the henna to use because it does last longer than just coloring it with hair color, but obviously more than just a day with a pencil. So when I look at my arch on this side, I'm right where I need to be. However, when I look at my arch on this side, it's actually on the outside of where I line up. So I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to fill in just a little bit higher of an arch on that brow to even out my brows. You saw how little I use. Just a little bit goes a long way, because if you go too dark, they're going to look really angry too. So we've determined the shape. We've used our pencil. And if I had any stray hairs, I'd use my tweezer and clean out those areas that I didn't want them, so that we have clean, beautiful brows every time. Now, if you put on eyebrows, mascara, and lip gloss, you're going to be a complete person. So you don't need a lot of makeup to feel complete. But if you do your makeup and you wear makeup every day, but you are not properly filling in your eyebrows, it's going to be an incomplete look. Give it a try. Let us know what you think, because when you do this, it's going to be amazing. Okay. And the other thing I do want to mention is, because we're wearing masks so often these days, this is what they see, right? They see our eyes and they see our eyebrows. So we want them to look their absolute best. Now, the next thing I want to share with you guys today is a consultation that your stylists should be sharing with you. Now, this is when it's important for men too. Oh, just a quick tip also with your eyebrows. You want to also clean up the top of your eyebrows, because sometimes we have an overabundance of hair and that actually changes our shape. So by keeping that clean on the top of your eyebrows, not just underneath your eyebrows, you're going to have that cleaner end result. Okay, moving forward. So now we're going to talk about how to wear your hair so that it best complements you. So the first thing I want to do is share the expression of opposites attracting. We've all heard that, right? We've all heard opposites attract, and it's true. And when we think about our hair shape and our face, it has to be the opposite. So what I want you to do is grab a mirror or get in front of a mirror. I'm going to wait for just a minute for you to do this, or you can watch this on a replay. If you're not watching it live and you're watching it on a replay, that makes it a lot easier. You can pause us, go get a mirror or go to a mirror, and then you can go through this kind of discovery with me. So now what I want you to do is look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, I want you to look and see what it looks like where your skin meets your hairline. Now, this is where we talk about opposites attract. When you look down a corridor and you see somebody coming down a dimly lit space and you just see their silhouette, this is the external shape of the hair. And this is what we're going to talk about first. Where my skin meets my hair is going to show me one of two things. Either it's going to show me curves or it's going to show me lines. Whatever that shows me, my hair shape needs to be the opposite for optimum attraction. So if you look at me, now you're never going to look at people the same way. Let me just tell you that right now. If you look at me, you can see I'm very curved right here, right? I'm very soft, if you will. What that means is that my external shape on the top of my head should be straight. Now, I put my hair back in a ponytail to do this discovery with you. Now, as you can see, obviously your head is round, but when I pull my hair up, I put my hair in such a way that my hair is flat on top of my head because opposites attract. Now, if I wear my hair in a ponytail, more like this, you can see the roundness of my head and the roundness where my hair is. I look like a pinhead, right? So when I put my hair up, have to put my hair in a way that I have a flatness on top so it complements my face shape. Now, the next part, of course, is the sides. Now, with me, I'm actually very straight. I'm curved on top and I'm straight on the sides. So what does that mean? Well, opposites attract. So I have ears, as we all do, hopefully. And when I put my hair up, my ears are exposed. So it gives the illusion of I'm pulling out that kind of curved from my straight. But if I wear my hair down, now my hair is big and full, but I want volume on the sides. The volume on the sides, the flat on the top, and the volume on the sides is going to best complement my face. I can also tuck my hair, which again gives the illusion of oval. Now, I want you to see if I pull my hair down like this, and if I'm curved on top and straight on the sides, it's not a great look for me, right? Have you ever watched a show and it's an actor that you're familiar with and you're like, oh my God, how do they change their look so much? They look so great in this show, not so great in the show. It's all about understanding our structure and how to work with it. So let's get rid of that real quick, right? So when I do my hair, I make it as flat on top as possible. I'm actually due for a haircut, so with more layers, it's going to help me. And I have the volume on the sides to complement my curved and straight facial shape. Now, fair warning, I have a friend I brought with me today. I'm going to bring her into the screen, so don't be afraid. Her name is Sarah. And Sarah has hair too. And I just want to explain to you, like with Sarah's hair, I'm going to stand up. With Sarah's hair, do you see how high her recession is here? Sarah has straight hair or a straight hairline where her skin meets her hair. So for her top, she needs to have a sweep, which is going to cut off that hard angle. And we want her volume in the middle of her head. If I gave her volume on the sides and made her flatter, it's not going to complement her. So her shape needs to be fuller in the middle to soften her straight lines on top. She's straight on the side, so we give her volume too. Have you ever had glasses or sunglasses, and when you wear them, you put them up on your head and you think, I look awesome. Like I should have a headband that is my glasses? Well, it's because these glasses are straight. So what they do is they encourage the flat on top, which complements my hairline. Some people have glasses that shape their head. If you have a high recession in straight lines, having those kinds of glasses on top of your head are great. Here's a little bit of side bit information. Your glass frame should also be the opposite of your hairline. So have you ever tried to pick out glasses, whether it be reading glasses, sunglasses, whatever you need to wear, and you're in the store forever and you just can't figure it out? And you're like, oh, those don't look great, but I can't figure out why. You can narrow your search by knowing what your hairline is doing. Where your skin meets your hair is either curved or straight. Whatever that is in the section, your glass frames, as you can see, my glass frames are very straight, which is the most complementing look for my face shape. So that's the first part of a consultation. Okay, we need to know where the volume needs to be with our hair. There's a second part, and this I'm going to actually pull my hair back up again so you can see a little bit more clearly. Now we've dealt with the external face shape and what our external silhouette should look like. The next thing we're going to talk about now is our internal face shape. If we took our face and we folded it in half, it wouldn't line up. We're all crooked, right? We have a good side, we have a bad side. Nobody lines up, at least nobody that I've ever met in my life. And whether it's consciously or subconsciously, we know what our good side is, because when your friends say, oh, get together, we're going to take a group picture, like, hold on. Okay, go ahead. This is my side. And sometimes you fight over the right side when it comes to like just a few people in a picture. And you know this, but has it ever really been shared with you? The three things, there are three determining factors of what your good side and your bad side is. Now, when we figure this out, this is a huge discovery right now. And when we figure this out, I want you to know, first of all, you're never going to look at anybody the same way twice. But number two, it doesn't mean that what you've been doing or what your stylist has been doing to you is not correct. It's simply an understanding so that when you decide to wear your hair a certain way, you understand why, and you're doing it for a purpose. I am a firm believer that knowledge is power, and that when we do things, we should be intentional with what we do. So when it comes to the next part of styling our hair, this is where we start. The three determining factors of what we should do with our hair are the structural pieces of our face, the game changers. They never change no matter what. Like I could gain 50 pounds and this isn't going to really change. My bone structure of my brow bone, my cheekbones, and my jawline. Again, you have to sit in front of a mirror and you have to look directly into that mirror so you know what you're seeing. So I'm going to consult with myself, and you're going to realize how crooked I am now, but that's okay because I love you and I think that it's important that we all learn together. So my lighting is a little bit stronger. I'm going to move my lighting so it's more in the middle, because this is important, because sometimes shadows can make a difference too in what you're seeing. So when we look at our brow line, our brow bone is what we're deciding on, because as we already figured out, we can make our brows look really good because we know how to do it now. We can shape them, we can change them, but our bone structure never changes. When you look at me straight forward, what you're going to see is that this brow line is actually stronger than the other side. Now, sometimes it's hard to see. And when you look at me, I'm trying to look at myself in the mirror here so I can help you to explain. When it's hard to see, what you're going to want to do is take a piece of paper, and I want you to cover one side of your face and look at yourself. And then cover the other side of your face and look at yourself. And sometimes it's even less about the brow bone, but which eye appears to be more open. As we get older, we can get like kind of heavy lids. So you want to see which eye is going to look more alert and more happy. And you're going to put one half and then the other half to help you determine. Now, there are some people that have very, very strong differences. Like you can really see their crookedness, and that's easy. But when it's hard to see, you can do that trick and that will help. So this is my better brow. I'll actually move the light over here so you can see this over here. Now, when you look at me also, this cheekbone sweeps up, and so does this jawline. Now, I'll let you know a little secret. When I was younger, this brow was actually stronger. And I was kind of so crooked, I was straight. I could do a lot more with my hair. But now that I've realized that I'm getting a little bit weaker on this side, this brow is stronger, this cheekbone is stronger, and there's just a slight sweep in my jaw. You can see this jawline is a little bit more angular where this one sweeps up. So that makes it considered the better one. This being the case, what I want to do for opposites attracting, when I take my hair down, I do my hair towards my good side. The reason I do that is because the eye is automatically drawn up to where my part is. So the eye pulls up to look where the part is, and it automatically evens you out so that there's an optical illusion of a more even facial structure. So this is a little trick that we use. Like I said, whether it's conscious or subconscious, you know how you feel your best. The tricky part is if you have very strong cowlicks and you're trying to work with those and they happen to be on the wrong side of your head, and your stylist can give you tricks on how to manhandle those cowlicks so that it can work in your favor. But today, what we went through was how to properly shape your eyebrows to really frame the features that you have and to finish the look that you're giving yourself. And then the second thing we talked about was the consultation on hopefully what your stylist is sharing with you, but if not, hopefully this gives you some insight as to why they're doing what they're doing and how you can change up your look and help yourself to look and feel your best. Now, I don't know about you guys, but you know, COVID has not necessarily been a friend to my waistline. So if I'm going to have some struggles getting into my clothes, I at least want to look my best on the neck up situation so that when we look better, we feel better. And when we're doing what naturally and scientifically is bringing more attraction to us, we're going to feel much better.